Let's get started with the recent changes that have been coming from Meta. First up is a couple of changes around marketing messages specifically. The first one is US market specific, where here they've actually paused use of all marketing messages within the market. Really what they're thinking here is in markets where WhatsApp is growing, but still relatively early stage, like the US, people might be less likely to read marketing messages. Receiving too many of them might impact consumer growth. So what they really want to do is focus on building the consumer experience and the engagement with the app, and then they'll switch it back on again, and hopefully that will lead to better outcomes from businesses. They've said they're going to continue to evaluate when the market is ready to resume marketing, but we haven't got a timeline on that yet. And I think really it'll be dependent on how successful they are in driving engagement within the US market. Also worth clarifying, this does only affect marketing. So utility, authentication, service messages, unaffected, they can continue within the US. Next change around marketing messages is similar kind of thought process behind it, that they're looking to prevent users getting an imbalance of marketing messages. So they've put in new automated limits. And essentially, if a person's overall inbox has a low number of messages, or they've not engaged with many of the marketing messages they've received lately, they'll start throttling back them receiving additional marketing messages. Trying to keep that balance within the inbox, so when somebody opens up WhatsApp, they're not just seeing a list of business marketing content, they're seeing that as part of a good mix of messages within there. If this happens, you'll get an error message to tell you that it's happened. So there's a new error message now shown. Also, if you're using Messente for WhatsApp, you can set up your fallback. So we would just automatically send them an SMS message if that happens. So you can very much still get through to them. We haven't seen this happen a great deal yet, so I wouldn't worry that straight away all your marketing messages aren't going to get through. I don't think that's the case. It's more likely to be a problem in some markets, some use cases, some user types than many others. But just be aware that might start to happen, and therefore definitely worth thinking about having your SMS fallbacks in place for if that is the case. Next, a few changes around pricing coming out of Meta. So the first one is a drop of conversation pricing. So this is something where WhatsApp was a bit of an outlier within the messaging world in having this pricing model based on a 24-hour conversational period. They've decided to do away with that and to bring WhatsApp in line with SMS, with Viber, with other channels, and indeed with other Meta products, and just have a simple price per message. And that will be coming in from the 1st of July. We think this is probably good news. This does simplify things. It makes it much easier to compare to other channels, to predict what your future spend is going to be like without having to have a different methodology for WhatsApp. There is no change on the Messente side. We were already supporting per message pricing, so that will continue. Only thing to be aware of is if you have in the past sent multiple messages of the same type to a single recipient within 24 hours, you may see your Meta bills changing. If you think that might be the case, do get in touch with us. We're very happy to help with some analysis, see if it's likely to affect you, what sort of impacts that might have, and how we could go about mitigating that as well. So maybe we could slightly change up the strategy to mitigate that. So we don't think this will affect many people, but if you are in that bucket, definitely worth having a think about, and do talk to us. We're very happy to help. Next one, very good news. Service messages are now free. So as a reminder, service messages get enabled once a customer responds back to your initial outreach message. So if you send them a message and they come back, that's then started a service conversation, and any chat back and forth that you do with that customer is now free. And they've also said that utility templates used within that service conversation will also become free from the 1st of July. So I think what they're trying to do here is they're looking for it to be a very conversational platform and to encourage more conversation between customers and businesses. And this is a way of doing that. We think this is excellent. Really good time to be engaging with the platform and trying it out and taking advantage of that pricing. And the utility aspect is particularly useful when you're thinking about, say, replies. So as a reminder, you must respond to any customer who messages you on WhatsApp. That's part of their policy, and if you don't do that, that can end up with some penalties. But you are allowed to have an auto response. So you could set up a template that is your auto response, says something along the lines of, we don't monitor this channel, and then directs them to another communications channel. So really good use of that. There'll be no cost at all with that. So again, makes it much easier as you're calculating your costs of using WhatsApp and the ROI, that actually all those aspects will now be free from the Meta side. Few changes then around the WhatsApp policy. First one, again, is very, very helpful. So WhatsApp have now relaxed their policy around opt-ins. So in the past, you had to have a WhatsApp specific opt-in for any customer that you were messaging, i.e. that customer needed to have agreed to specifically receiving messages on WhatsApp. That's now gone. So you can now reuse any existing opt-ins that you had for SMS. So as long as the customers agree to receive content from you and provided their phone number for doing so, you can use that with WhatsApp. So this was quite a friction point for a few of our customers looking to adopt it. How do you go about gathering those opt-ins is, as a whole other part of the strategy. Essentially, you can now don't need to worry about that anymore. As long as you've got an existing opt-in strategy, you should be good to go on WhatsApp, which is fantastic. One area where they are clamping down, though, is use of shared WhatsApp business accounts, and specifically for authentication initially. So really the case here is likely maybe to affect particularly some of our B2B software developer customers. So if you build a product, you've got a number of other business customers. If they share your WhatsApp account for authentication messages, then that might start to be clamped down on if they deem that could be confusing for a customer. And I think what's behind this is they're wanting any WhatsApp user to always be clear on who's messaging them, and that not to be hidden behind too many other layers. They haven't yet said it, but we anticipate this may be rolled out to other template types in the future as well. So if you are in that case where, as a developer of a product, you have you're using WhatsApp or plan to use WhatsApp with your business customers sharing that account, then this is probably worth starting to think about now. And really the way around it is just to onboard those customers to use their own WhatsApp accounts. That's actually an area we're working on right now to make that much easier for you to do that. But it's certainly something we can help you with. So if this is an area that's relevant to you, please get in touch. I'll share a bit more about what we're doing and how to get in touch later. But we'd love to talk and help you do that and onboard those customers and have their messages go out from their own brands, which hopefully should be a great feature for your product as well. Another area of clampdown is any elements of promotional content within non-marketing messages. So as a reminder, if a template's got any promotional element at all, even if the vast majority of the template is, say, a utility template, then it should be categorized as marketing. And what they've now doing is using a lot of AI to go through and analyze existing templates and just automatically recategorizing those that they believe contain a promotional element as marketing. So definitely something to keep an eye out for if you've got utility templates that where that could happen. Keep an eye to see if that's changed. You will be notified if it does. It's also worth maybe something getting a bit ahead of. They will be using, essentially AI tools to do this. So it's worth maybe putting your template content into something like Meta's AI Llama, and asking it how it would categorize them. And often that can be a clue and can help you then adjust that template to make sure that it remains within the utility category. Reason why this is important is usually marketing is a more expensive message type than a utility message. So you could have an impact on your bill if this does change. So be aware of it. If you feel something should genuinely be utility, maybe just double check the content to ensure it's not going to be recategorized by mistake. If it does contain a promotional element, be aware that WhatsApp are going to be clamping down and will be looking to charge you for a marketing message for that. Next one is around phone numbers. So every WhatsApp sender needs a phone number associated with it. Sometimes this has been an area of friction. It's something else that you've got to go and acquire, whether that's going to your existing telco provider, buying a SIM card, asking us, finding a phone number somehow before you can then sign up. WhatsApp have now launched a feature where they will provide a free WhatsApp number as part of the sign up process. So when you go to hit the connect button within the senders page in Messente, go through the form to create a WhatsApp account, you've now got this option, get a free WhatsApp number. It is US code only, so it's not necessarily if you want a localized number, it may not do that for you yet, but it's a fantastic way of getting started. And if you're looking to just dip your toe in the water, try out WhatsApp, maybe at a low scale, do some testing, this is a really good way to not be blocked by that phone number thing of getting started, getting something set up, starting to use it, starting to integrate it, and really learning. And it doesn't prevent you adding additional phone numbers in the future, localized for whatever market that you're in. So very helpful new feature, really good one to know about. So if the phone number's been something that's been holding you back, do go and have a look and try it out again with that feature. Now, expectations for the future, and this is where we're looking a little bit into our crystal ball and listening to a bit about what they've been saying, but a couple of areas that we think are worth flagging that you should be aware about, that we're expecting more change this year. First one is pricing. Meta have said potential updates to our rates will be coming in July, but also that rates will be being reviewed much more regularly, up to maybe quarterly. And I think really what's going on here is they're looking at the markets where they're successful and not successful, the use cases they want to encourage, the ones that are working, and they're looking to adjust pricing as levers they can pull to drive that adoption. So we are expecting rate changes, that they won't stay totally fixed. I think they could be down as well as up. So we wouldn't necessarily expect this always to be, it's going to get a lot more expensive. We will continue to monitor this and we will communicate with our customers as and when we know more. So I think best thing we can say is, keep an eye out, and just as with SMS, expect that price changes can happen. Next is another new feature that we think could be very helpful. So WhatsApp have had two products for businesses, Business App, which is a business version of the consumer mobile app and web UI. So where you can go in and message your friends as a consumer, there's also a business version. Designed really for small businesses, 4 to 5 users you can have sharing with it, that you can use for chatting with your customers. Then they've had Business Platform, which is the API bulk sending tool, which is the thing that you access through Messente. And there's been a hard line between the two. They've not been compatible. What they've announced now is that you will be able to use the two of them together. So you'll be able to do bulk messaging through the APIs as you can with Messente, but then you'll be able to use these UIs as a way of responding and chatting with any customers who reply back to you. This we think could actually be quite helpful. We know there's plenty of customers who use Salesforce for that kind of engagement, or other chat UIs for conversing with their customers, but there's plenty of others who would love to have a nice simple UI to use. So we think this should be a very helpful thing if you fall into that bucket. It has been announced in some regions, but it isn't available in Europe yet. That's the thing that we're expecting probably will come later in this year, once they've done some testing and rolled it out in other areas. So if this is something you're waiting for, hopefully there will be an answer coming later in this year. Again, please also get in touch with us. There are maybe other ways of solving this problem, and we can also put you on the list to make sure we alert you as soon as we have availability for it. So please do talk to us. Let us know if this is a need that you're after. But hopefully that should be a useful feature for many.